Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is Paddock Live, and I'm joined by, no one. I'm all on my own today. It's just me, but don't let that put you off, because we've got loads of big United stories to get through, and we're going to get through them together. Yep, it's me and you tonight, so we don't need Joe here. We can survive without him, just about. We're going to be talking about Frenkie de Jong, obviously, because he's the main topic of conversation for all Manchester United fans at the minute, and if he isn't, he should be, because it seems to be every day. There's another twist or turn in the Frenkie de Jong to Manchester United story, so we'll be getting into that. We're also going to be hearing from Adam McCullough, a little clip from him on Last Man Standing. He'll be telling us what he thinks of Lukaku going back to Inter after he's moved from Chelsea. We've also got some updates on what's happening with Anthony. We've been linked with him quite heavily recently. Also, there's a new kid on the block. Well, he's not new, but he's a new link for United, Edson Alvarez. So we're going to be talking about him as well. As you can see, the Ajax connection. Lots of Ajax players. If you've played for Ajax, if you play at Ajax, if you've ever watched Ajax, if you've ever been to Amsterdam, there's a good chance Manchester United have been linked with you. So you might want to look out your window, because there could be some paparazzi trying to pap you if you've ever spent a weekend in the Dam with your mates. Get involved in the comments as well. BMW Racing says, BMW Racing 1974 says, hello Jay. Ross Murphy in the chat, good evening. Nick Albany says, Mr. Motti. Ryan McCrossan says, evening Jay. Hit that like button as well, please. People, hit the like button if you're watching. If you're not watching, you can't hit the like button, so I don't know why I say if you're watching, because if you're not watching, you wouldn't have even heard that, so it's just pointless, isn't it? Obviously you're watching. Yep, hit that like button. And Bone Delamy says, yes, Jay. Pecky says, a DM at United, what revolutionary nonsense is this? It's a good question, and we're going to get into that, because, yeah, I've been linked with an actual DM. Don't know if I can handle this one. Should we get into the latest Frenkie de Jong stuff? Because we always want to hear a fresh update on Frenkie de Jong. You can see here United's boost for Frenkie de Jong. Fabrizio Romano did a tweet earlier as well, sort of talking about this, saying that the new bid hasn't been submitted yet. And you can see also that Spanish outlet Sports, they've reported that Xavi wants to sign Bernardo Silva from Manchester City. Had this in the news a little while ago as well. And that, you know, obviously this leads to a merry-go-round. Do they sell us Frenkie de Jong? Do they go and buy Bernardo Silva? And it said that United have raised the offer to 75 million euros. Now, we're not confirmed that there's a bid confirmed in yet. That's what's being reported. When we get a sort of other reporters, other journalists that we know perhaps a little bit better confirming it, then we can know for definite that it's happened. It looks like we're in a situation now where either Barcelona go, okay, the offer you're giving us, we don't think you're going to improve it, or we think we need that money now, so we'll go for it. Or they don't, and Manchester United either go, right, here's an improved offer, or we walk away. I personally, and I'm not ITK, anyone who watches this channel knows I sort of wear that as a badge of honour, the fact I'm not ITK. So don't ask me for any inside info. I ain't got any. I just know journalists that I trust and respect, and I follow them just like you guys can. So I'm not sort of speaking with any sort of authority here, but I have a sneaky feeling, I just have a sense that we will go in with another bid. Might be wrong, so don't be going, oh, well, Jay, you said this and it didn't happen, because, again, it's more of a feeling than any knowledge. I just feel that that first bid won't be the only bid from Manchester United. And as it stands, I know we've got reports here from the Spanish outlet. As it stands, we only know for definite there's one bid gone in. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's another bid. And I think that might be sort of, you know, stick or twist time. That's where either Barca go, yeah, that'll do us, and United go, thank you, or Barca go, no, and United have to make a decision. And I think that second bid might be the only one, because you're in danger here when you're getting into a situation where it's another Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire scenario. Do you remember when Harry Maguire went for Harry Maguire and we went, we'll give you 50 million quid? And Leicester went, no, we want 80. And we went, you're not getting 80. That ain't happening. You can have 60. And Leicester went, no, we want 80. You went, you know, that's not happening. You're not getting 80. We'll give you 70. And Leicester went, no, we want 80. And United went, fine, 75. And Leicester went, no. And United went, right, here's 80. That's what happened in it. We gave them everything they wanted. And to add insult to injury, we also did that with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Crystal Palace said, if you want Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you can have it. It's going to cost you 50 million quid. United said, we ain't giving you that. And a month later went, here's your 50 million quid. We don't want to be in that situation again where it just seems like it was a load of wasted time and we've given them exactly what they wanted in the first place. We'll have to wait and see, though. Let's have a look at what some of you are saying in the comments as well. Kevin Wren says, oh yeah, more Frenkie de Jong using. He's got one of those sort of crazy face emojis. Yeah, I know. Apologies. I'm sorry. I almost have to apologise for giving you more Frankie de Jong updates, but we have to let you know what is the latest because it's all everyone talks about. NWA Chopper says thought Barca was skint. They are skint, but there's movement there, and there's why they might be able to walk away from this deal if they don't feel it's right and still get away with it. There's still a part of them as well, don't forget. Frankie de Jong's not been a disaster there. It's not like they're desperate to get rid of him. If he stays at Barcelona, that's not awful news for Barcelona. I think they'd rather have the money for him and use it elsewhere. But it's by no means a disaster if Frankie de Jong stays at Barcelona. So that's part of the problem. Graham Allen says, right, Jay, are we in for Alvarez or Martinez? I can't keep up. We'll get to that in a minute. It's not Martinez, basically. I don't think it is anyway. Let's double check. We'll have an update. No, we're in for Alvarez, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. What's the story with Anthony says, I don't know, Keith. Jake Odin says, can we sell players like Martial and Jones now? I don't know, you know. Like, I don't know what's happening with Martial and Jones. At one point, it looked like they were both out the door. Now it looks like Jones isn't going anywhere, or he's not been linked to a move anywhere as yet. And Anthony Martial as well. Looks like he might even get another chance under Erik ten Hag. I don't know. Andy Tate's in the chat. Great to see Andy Tate in the chat. If you've not done so after this video, check out his video from last week. He did with us. He says, Jay, it's like a soap opera. It isn't. It's one of those pretty poor soap operas, like, you know, don't let Mrs. him say that. Like Hollyoaks. You know, one of them ones, or EastEnders. Not like Corrie, but a really bad soap opera. Should we get into last fan standing anyway? Adam McCullough has been sunning it up, but he still found time to chat to us about Romelu Lukaku going from Chelsea to Inter, which was a bit of a strange one because he went from Inter to Chelsea for 100 mil. He's gone back there for about £10 million or something. Anyway, let's check out what he's got to say about that move and where it could leave Chelsea in the title race next season.
It'll be interesting to see what happens to Chelsea. Is this a change for good? Is this a change for the worse? Like, because they talk about spending £200 million and stuff, and that sounds like a lot of money. But then when you look at the players that have left Chelsea, is that £200 million just to cover those ones that have left? Because if it is, then they're probably not going to improve. Lukaku deal has to probably go down as one of the worst ever. When you look at, they bought him for €100 million, and I think they're giving him on loan for like 10 million. That's one of the worst deals ever. But getting rid of Lukaku might actually improve the dressing room in the same way Aubameyang leaving Arsenal did. It's Tuchel's third season, is it? So I think Chelsea are probably one that Chelsea Spurs possibly could push.
So that was Adam McCullough for Last Fan Standing with BetVictor. Make sure you are going to check that out. Go and check out Last Fan Standing. Drop a comment as well. Say that Stretford Paddock sent you and let us know what you think about Adam McCullough's thoughts on Romelu Lukaku to Chelsea. Now, there's one thing that Macca said there that quite intrigued me. And this was, he mentioned Spurs at the end there. He talked about Chelsea, then he said Spurs. And it made me think that, I agree with a lot of what he said, but Spurs this season, this summer, have had a good summer so far, haven't they? They had a good end of the season last season. They finished fourth. They got into that, you know, elusive top four position, the one that everyone wanted. Honestly, Antonio Conte is coming, a great manager of a good pedigree. Now, we've got him Champions League football. Looks like they're going to keep hold of the likes of Kane and Son. I know both of those been linked somewhat loosely with moves away, but I think they're going to stay there. They've brought in Ivan Perisic, remember him? You may remember him from such transfer rumours at Manchester United as the 2018 season. So he's got in there. Bissouma's got in there as well. Another player that a lot of United fans liked as well from the comments that I've seen on social media and stuff. Now, they've been linked today with Jed Spence, I should say, from Middlesbrough, who's on loan at Forest. Again, another player, we're always linked with these ones, that was linked with United. He seems like he's a decent right back. Now, with Conte, with top four Champions League football, so maybe they can attract a few more players, the signings they've made and the players they've kept hold of, Spurs could do bits next season. And I'm worried because I think United are looking at next season and we've got to be honest and we go, are we going to challenge for the title? Listen, I can be as deluded as anyone, but even I'm not that deluded. I don't think we will be challenging for any Premier League titles next season. So what are we going for then? Well, top four. That's the minimum, isn't it? If you're not going to have a title challenge, you at least want to get Champions League football. And I'm thinking, the way Spurs have gone about the business, with the Conte factor as well, with the players they've already got and the season they've just had, especially the end of the season when Conte came in, that top four space for them, or top four place for them, looks almost nailed on. I would be shocked if Spurs didn't get top four next season. Genuinely. I don't often say that because Spurs are very Spursy, aren't they? But I think all the sort of indicators and the way they've gone about things and just the vibes, that you're getting from him, they're pretty good for top 4. So then you look at it and you go, Chelsea. Well, as Mackie's just said in his video there for BetVictor and Last Man Standing, Chelsea have got rid of Lukaku, and this is strange because Lukaku is a player who scored hundreds of goals during his career, scored lots of goals in the Premier League, although not last season, obviously. Yet losing him could give them a bit of an advantage because it looks like he just wasn't working out for him there. And when you've got a £100 million player in your squad, you've got to use him, really. And if Tuchel's like, as I said, as Macca said, he's got rid of him, maybe that gives the dressing room a bit of a lift. Maybe that gives other players an opportunity. Maybe they use him off the wage bill and the little bit of money they got in towards another player as well. So it's worrying me this because Chelsea, you'd expect them to be there about top 4. Spurs now, they look very good for top 4. I fancy them for top 4. City and Liverpool, I don't see them dropping out of top 4, even in my wildest dreams, because I'd love to see it. But I don't see that happening. So United are up against it. Ten Hag's up against it to get into the top 4. We just had a bit of breaking news here. Fabrizio Romano, I think you've heard of him, the sort of much quoted journalist, the main man himself. He's tweeted, Manchester United and Barcelona have been in direct contact today for Frenkie de Jong. Still no agreement on the fee, as Barca told Man United they won't sell for less than 86 million euros. Barcelona want full fee guaranteed because of La Liga rules to reinvest the money. So they don't want add-ons or, these sort of bonuses that you get, and if he gets to 100 appearances, or if he wins the Ballon d'Or, or if United win the treble, or in all this nonsense. We tried doing that. Do you remember we tried doing that with Wan-Bissaka, where we said, if he wins the Champions League, we'll give you a bonus. And Crystal Palace like, you're not even in the Champions League. What are you on about? Anyway, look, Barcelona want some guaranteed, nailed on, 86 million, I think it was, euros there, which is 73 million pounds if my maths are correct, and that's not producer Callum doing that for me. It's a lot. It's Jadon Sancho fee in it. Big money again. It's a big fee. There's no skirting around that. United were looking at this summer and we're saying, we're going to do things a little bit differently because of the summers we've had in the past. Well, we've spent big money on the likes of Romelu Lukaku, Paul Pogba, Angel Di Maria, Harry Maguire, of course. Is this the one where we've only got 120, 130 million to spend, we don't spend half of it on one player, or more than half of it on one player? Well, it looks like we are doing that, if we want him. I said it earlier, I think we're going to do one more bid. And I think we might just try and go in at something like 68 million quid or something, or 69 million quid. I don't know if Barca, I've got no idea if Barcelona take that or not, but I think that might be our only bid. I don't know. It would be a bit stupid if we've gone through all this and we end up paying them what they want. The main thing is, though, just get the player in it. Get the player, I think. You just don't want it to be the only big signing we made this season or this summer, I should say, because we spent all our money on him. Let's wait and see what happens. This is the opportunity for the likes of Richard Arnold and John Murtaugh, who've been in the papers all week, to show their worth, because Erik ten Hag's not sat at the negotiating table. Erik ten Hag's told them who he wants. It's their job to make it happen. Are they going to make it happen? I hope so. I hope we're not in for more of the same as like what we saw under Ed Woodward. Just protracted negotiations that end up Manchester United spending as much as the buying club wanted in the end, or the selling club, wanted in the end. That would just be, that shows we haven't moved on at all. We might have a different manager, but it's the same old, same old. We might have a different CEO. We might have a different director of football or new director of football. But if we're just going to pay clubs what they want after 2 weeks of haggling, that just seems stupid. If we're going to do that, should have done it straight away. Yeah, Liverpool, Benfica told Liverpool what they wanted for Darwin Núñez. Liverpool paid it. That's why they got him. That's why United didn't. Barcelona are telling you what they want. Are you going to pay it? Don't forget who this is as well. This is Barcelona Football Club. This isn't, I don't know, no disrespect to them, but this isn't Mansfield Town. This is Barca. They've got pride. They've got history. They've got stature. They don't want to be seen to lose face either. Could be a game of chicken, this one. We'll see how it pans out anyway. As always, we'll keep you posted. If we hear any updates, when we hear them, we will go live. We will let you know. Don't worry about that. Someone in there, Sadak Raman, says, De Jong is not the same type of player as Neves. There was talk that if we don't get De Jong, we might get Neves. He's saying they're different. Could we just say, okay, that's a position, the similar position they can both fill as well? That sort of deep player. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Get involved in the comments in the chat and hit that like button. Give us a like if you're watching. Give us a like. Shall we move on? Anyway, to Edson Alvarez. Now, this is another Ajax player. You can see it from the graphic. Ten Hag has identified the Mexican international as a summer transfer target for United. He aims to bolster his midfield options. Alvarez is valued for his versatility, primarily a holding midfield player in a midfield three, but also capable of playing in the heart of defence. It's that defensive midfield thing that gets me going. Do you know what I mean? A holding midfielder. Have we got someone who can play as a holding midfielder? No. Could he be this guy? You tell me. If Ten Hag's in for him, could be good news. You must know him. I mean, last season, I'm just looking at his stats. 31 appearances, 5 goals, 1 assist, 2.4 tackles per 90, 1.7 interceptions per 90. Numbers are good. Is he the answer, though? Get involved in the comments. Let me know what you think. Would you like to see Edson Alvarez in Manchester United starting 11 next season? Do you think him and De Jong could play in that midfield together, or is it one or the other? Matt Endaway Chopper says, I took him on Football Manager, did all right. No returns as the dividends are a nothing burger. Yeah, I've seen it's doing the rounds, this thing, because Gary Neville's called it out, and the Glazers are due to take £11 million in dividends. I think it's Friday. People saying, Gary Neville was saying, how can you take in dividends when the club's suffered, you know, it's still in debt, we're not progressing the way we should, now would be the time to put a freeze on you taking the dividends. So someone like Simon Jordan or whoever it was for TalkSport saying that, oh, he's a balance that sheet analyst now, is he? So, you know, it depends where you sit on this one. I think the vast majority of fans, well, I can't speak for the vast majority of fans, so I'll just speak for myself. I would love it if the Glazers didn't take dividends. I would love it if the Glazers sold up and fucked off. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think they care whether we don't want to take dividends. I think they'll do it anyway, because that's all Manchester United Football Club is to them. It's a cash cow. So they're just going to keep milking that cash cow for as long and as often as they can. So I don't think they're going to do the decent thing and go, we've had a good season, we're still in loads of debt, we haven't made the money we should have made, let's not take the £11 million dividend today, Avram. Okay, Joel, that's a great idea. Fucking no chance. They'll take it because they do not give a toss. They don't give they don't care about Manchester United Football Club. All they care is taking money. And I just wish Jim Ratcliffe, if you are watching, I hope you are, I wish he would come in with a bid, because I've covered this with Kieran Maguire from the Price of Football, and I think he would be the best option if Jim Ratcliffe came in and bought Manchester United Football Club. Don't think it'll happen, don't know if it'll happen, no idea, but if it did, I think he would do it for the right reasons. He wanted to buy Chelsea for the right reasons. He's a Manchester United fan. He would be better for us than the Glazers, and he'd be better for us than an oil-rich nation coming in and pumping money into us, and then you'd have to look at where that money's come from, and that owns its own problems and issues as well. So yeah, there's no happy ending in this, but I think a happier ending would be someone like Jim Ratcliffe. That's just my opinion, not based on any inside information. Should we talk about another Ajax player we've been linked with? Because, amazingly, there's still more to come. Anthony. Now, me and Joe did a video on this today, me and Joe Smith. Joe did a bit more scouting on it, so I won't go into it too in depth, because you've had your fill of that with the video from me and Joe. If you've not, you can go and check it out after this video, and after you click like on this video that you're watching right now. Hit that like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes, right, by the end of this show. Imagine if I got to 1,000 likes by the end of this show, and I could say, did a show on my own, did a Paddock Live, late night live on my own, not late night live, Paddock Live on my own, and I got 1,000 likes, everyone would be amazed, and I'd get a big bonus. I wouldn't, but I'd get, you know, a bit of kudos in it, something to brag about around the office. Manchester United transfer chiefs had reportedly flown into the Netherlands to complete the final stages of a move for Ajax star, haven't they? Yeah, these are reports that are doing the rounds here. I don't know where these reports come from. Does it say, sorry? The Mirror. Oh, do you know what he just said to me then? Priest Cameron went, Mirror Online. Oh, that's nice. Online, not the paper version, the online version. That's how we deal, because we know we're modern. Yeah, it says here that apparently we've flown into the Netherlands to negotiate a deal for Ajax star Anthony. This is a kid who's been sort of looked at quite a while, I think, by United ever since we were linked with Ten Hag. I think we were linked with Anthony. 40 million quid sounds about right. There's a 20% sell-on clause for his old club, Sao Paulo, so they may want, it says that Ajax may want a little bit more than 40 million. You can see it and Romano spoke to Give Me Sport and he said, of course, Anthony's one of the players they are exploring and they have discussed internally. Erik ten Hag is a big fan of this boy. The Anthony today is also thanks to the incredible work of Erik ten Hag. So it's absolutely normal to explore this possibility. Anthony's left-footed, can cut in on that right-hand side. We need someone like that. I don't think we're ever going to, well, I don't know, but I doubt we'll see Mason Greenwood there again. Marcus Rashford, from the noises we've heard, doesn't want to play on the right. He wants to try and get that left-hand spot back for himself. If Anthony Martial stays, he's either down the middle or on the left. Is that probably his preferred position? Anthony Elanga seems to prefer the left as well. Jadon Sancho, even who you thought could play on the right, seems to play better on the left. So it looks like we need someone on that right-hand side, and Anthony could be the main man for it. But as always, we'll have to wait and see. I'll get into some of the comments. No Return says, Anthony, a fire player. He even had a bust-up once with Nunes. He has Giggs, Keane vibes. Matthew Stewart says, Jay grafting this time. Vobo's Taco Man says, Anthony's just a poor man's Richarlison. See, I'm not a big fan of Richarlison. Slickster says, if you don't like this video, then Jay can't feed his family. It's not true, but we'll pretend it is. I like that. Go on. I'm not a big fan of the Richarlison. I think he's decent. I don't think he's that much, but I don't think he's better than what we've got. And people may go, Jay, 12 goals last season. Yeah, who else was getting 12 goals from United other than Cristiano Ronaldo? Don't think Bruno got that many today, or maybe he did, I'm not sure. But certainly out of the attack, there's only Cristiano Ronaldo putting up them numbers. Richarlison is a good player. I don't think he's that good. I don't. So you might argue with me, you might think, nah, man, Jay, you've lost the plot. Richarlison is great. I just think he's an Everton type player. If he goes from Everton, maybe the best thing that'll happen to him is he'll go to somewhere like, he might go to a club that, okay, you can argue this is United, but a club that are kicking around the top 6, do okay for him. I think if you want to progress now as United, we have to go for players that are Champions League quality. I don't think Richarlison is there. I've said it. People can start throwing pellets at me now. Pinch Weasel says, Anthony's the type of player who gets you off your seat. Do you know what? This is what I was saying to Joe before we were doing the scouting thing on him. I want players that run at the fullback. Try and take him on. Try and make things happen. I don't mind when they try that and it don't come off. It's when they don't try it. It's when you see this with a player. They just get the ball and they go, yeah, you do something with it. Come on, man. Listen, I know Bruno can be frustrating. I understand that. But at least when he gets the ball, he's trying to make things happen. Okay, sometimes he probably does it a bit too often. But I want someone who's trying to do something. Yeah, not just playing it safe. We lost Paul Pogba. Now, I'm not going to get into the Paul Pogba debate because it's been done for over a decade and it bores me to tears. But he's a player that, on his day, would try and make things happen. You can argue about how often his day was another time. We need someone who can make things happen, who can try and make things happen. From what I've seen of Anthony, I've not seen a lot, and from what the scouts tell us, or what the people that watch him regularly tell us, he's that type of player. Adnan Jr. says Anthony will be red soon. Grabbing the headline says 300th like. Is that what we're up to on likes? Yeah. I just said to producer Callum then, is that what we're up to on likes? He just went, yeah, ish. Okay, yeah. 311. Hit that like button, people. Come on. Let's do this. How many people are watching, producer Callum? 1,500 people watching, right? 311 have liked the video. Now, by my calculations, that means that 1,189. No, 1,000. No, actually, is that right? Yeah, 1,189 haven't liked the video. These aren't, this isn't very scientific. So, can all you people like the video, please? Come on. Brannigan Digital Marketing says De Jong makes things happen. Let us know what you think about De Jong. Let us know what you think about Andy. Let us know what you think about this kid, Anderson Alvarez. I want to hear what you think of some of these players, because I don't know a lot about them. You guys watch far more football than I do. I'm trying to up my game. I'm trying to watch more football rather than just watching the Premier League and the Champions League and, bit of Europa all the time. It's boring, isn't it? Glenn F says, so, Jay, is someone actually signed, bro? No. Sorry. Low Grade Comic Collectors Global, one of my favourite names, says, Jay, have you seen how hench Axel is? I have. David Doomship says, agree with Motti, scroll that down a little bit. I'm just reading it, it's just about to go off my screen. Don't want Richarlison, he's pony, spends more time on the deck. Soft as shite. Lebo says, the Ajax links are getting boring now, we're just repeating the same players again now with no progress. Does anyone have confidence in this window? Let me know what you think, because I was chatting to Joe off camera before, and I was like, we've got to sign someone, right? We have to. Even Manchester United can't sign no one this summer. That is unsellable to the fans. and to the new manager. I don't think you can possibly go, yeah, we finished 6th, we lost 8 players, but here's why it's a good thing we've not bought anyone. I don't think that washes. I think you'd have, I don't want to say riots, whatever, but you'd have people just cancelling season tickets. You'd have people just absolutely fuming. Eric Ten Hag had been on a hiding to nothing. Even the players as well themselves will be looking at it around going, come on, man, what is going on at this club? We've lost all these players, regardless of what you think about them. We've lost Juan Mata, we've lost Edinson Cavani, we've lost Paul Pogba, we've lost Jesse Lingard. We're losing all these players, and you're bringing in no one? Come on. I can't see that happening. I can't even see one player coming. It's got to be at least 2 or 3 for me, at least 3, really. But now's not, for me, not quite panic stations yet. We're still early in the window. Eric Ten Hag's not been there a long time, but it is time to start acting. Donald Robinson says, Ten Hag walks by Christmas. Asmand Furby says, do not overpay. Shamin Mia says, Martial may stay. Matthew Stewart says, Jay, have you heard the Augustine Palavicino rumours? No, I have not. But we will have an update on that in the morning if it's still something there to go. Silvio says, or Silviu, is that right? Silviu says, Eriksen is free. Should we talk about Christian Eriksen? Because we've been linked with Christian Eriksen this window. We were linked with him a few years ago. I did a debate video with, I think it was myself, Angelina Kelly. It might have been Alison. It was one of his full-time Devils days. Or it might have been Gaz Drinkwater. And we were talking about targets and who we should get. And one of them was Eriksen. I said I quite like the look of Eriksen. I think he could do a job for Manchester United. This was a few years ago. He then obviously was doing well at Spurs. Then things went a bit south, didn't it, at Spurs? When Jose came in, didn't get a lot of games, ended up going to Inter Milan. Again, didn't really shine at Inter. Then he had his issue in the Euros. Say his issue, he'd done something wrong. Obviously, the cardiac arrest. Looked like he wasn't going to play football again. Gets fitted with a pacemaker. Comes to the Premier League, to Brentford. And it looks like, no disrespect to Brentford, that's a move of not many Premier League clubs were willing to take a punt on him. Brentford were, fair play to him. And I like what Brentford did last season. I liked them for a lot of reasons. Not least because I think we were the only clubs I think we did the double over. But also, they played good football, they got quite a likeable squad, and they defied the odds and stayed up. And it's always a bit more exciting in the Premier League when clubs don't just come up and go straight back down, especially for a club like Brentford for the first season in the Premier League as well. So, fair play to him. Took a punt on him, he did well. I think he played 11 games for him and he won 7 of them. That's the sort of form you'd kill for as a United fan, isn't it? Come on, let's have it right. I think we lost about 7 of our last 11 games, didn't we? He scored a goal and got 4 assists or something like that. So good numbers, good results, played his part, did well. You saw him at, I think it was at Old Trafford, wasn't he? He had a little cameo against us. You can see he still got it. So we're linked with him. Makes sense. Not an astronomical wages. 30 years old, I think he is. Got experience, but he's not completely past it. Can do a job. Could be someone who could rotate now and again with, say, Bruno Fernandes, for example. If Christian Eriksen started for Manchester United in a league game, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, why is Christian Eriksen started? Makes sense, yeah. A player you can rely on. But the question is, can we get him? Now, here's some news. It says here, according to Dutch website ADNL, yeah? Sounds like some sort of right-wing amalgamation, doesn't it? EDL joined the National Front or something. ADNL, at least not, by the way. The Red Devils are revamping their interest. That's a new one, that, isn't it? Revamping their interest. Have we had that one before? Producer Callum? Revamping, anyone out there? Good vibes, John. Eccles, Manchester, London. John Shin, right? Can I just say to this guy, right? John Shin. I went on his channel and we had a chat. It's not free of a kind. What's it called, John? Remind me, my memory's shocking. Where you talk about free pictures that mean something to you. I went on his channel, right? And I sort of forgot about going on his channel, and I was waiting for me. Kids were doing cheerleading the other day. I'll get to the point quickly. I had a bit of time to kill, and I watched the video me and John did. He's such a nice guy. He's such a good interviewer as well. He gets you chatting, knows when to shut up and knows when to join in. It was great. One of each, that's it. Thank you. My memory's awful. It's old age and all the drugs I've taken over my years, although I'm nearly 8 years sober now, so don't forget that. One of each. Thank you, John. Great guy, great channel. Go and check it out. And he's had better guests on than me since then. He's had some McCullough and Dave Pritt and others on there, so go and check that out. So Eriksen. Boss says, no one's putting a firm offer for Ericsson except United, yet we still can't get him. Well, apparently we're revamping our interest in him after the player reportedly rejected a move to Old Trafford. Tottenham Hotspur, get my words out, have supposedly chosen to prioritise other targets while Brentford remain interested. Now, do you know all that stuff I was saying? Oh yeah, I can also see there's a bit from the Mail. It says United are not the only club to have tabled an offer anyway, so there's conflicting reports there. Unsurprisingly, Brentford made the list, but West Ham, Everton, Leicester and Ajax have also been in contact. I mean, all right, there's one thing here you've got to remember with this before we start losing our minds. Some players, or some people, well, players are people, want to live in London. Yeah, he knows London, he lived there when he was at Spurs. He might think, I want to stay in London. Oh, he's playing for Brentford. I want to be in London. Now, there's not much you can do about that if you're a club like United. You can try and tempt him, you can try and offer him more money, you can try and do whatever, but you haven't got Champions League football. You can say, yes, we're the biggest club in England, because we are. One of the biggest clubs in the world, because we are. The only time you're going to get to watch 76,000 fans play every week, watch you play every week, is at Old Trafford, because it is. But we can't convince someone if they're dead set on being in London, because we're not a London club. So if West Ham or Brentford are the ones that he's sort of looking at because of that reason, there's not much you can do about it. Someone like Esther and Leverton, Everton and Leicester. It's been a long day. I've had to drive up from Southampton. It's been long. If they're in for him, I'd fancy United to be able to convince him to come here over them. No disrespect to them, but do you know what I mean? If you're not going to live in London, come to Manchester, because it's a better city than London anyway, but it's certainly the next best city. And also, Everton struggled last season. Leicester struggled last season, even more so than we did. Digital member says, take him to the Trafford Centre. Yeah. What do you want to go to London for? You ain't got a Trafford Centre in London, have you? Hey? Take him out of Eccles, mate. Eccles Town Centre. You don't even need the Trafford Centre. Eccles Town Centre is lovely. Now we go to Irmston or Stretford Precincts. There's loads of places to go. Yeah? What's the matter with you? Erling Baths. Come on. Manchester is the place to be, Christian. I'm not going to lose my mind. Some Greenwell says, someone make sure Jay's not having a show. I'm not. I'm just struggling getting words out. It's been a long day. But I'm all right. Don't panic. Christian Eriksen would be a good signing. If he doesn't want to come, he doesn't want to come. People go, we can't even convince a free signing to come, but this is a free signing with options. This is a player who is coveted by a lot of clubs. If he wasn't wanted by anyone, then it'd be a different story. But when you've got Brentford, who he's just been out wanting him, when you've got West Ham wanting him, when you've also got Leicester and you've got Everton showing interest as well, then it could be quite difficult. And the one thing we can't guarantee him is first team football, because he might come to Old Trafford and only play 15 to 20 games next season. Now, you might want that. You might think that's all right. I'm happy with that. If I'm playing 15, 20 games at a club like Manchester United, that's better than playing 35, 40 games or whatever for a club like Brentford. Or he might look at it and go, listen, I'm 30 years old. I didn't think I was going to be playing football at one point because of what happened in the Euros. I now don't want to waste what are the last sort of good years of my career sitting on the bench or rotating with someone. I want to be starting. You don't know. But the idea of Christian Eriksen coming to Manchester United is one that I'm quite into. Like I said at the beginning of this, we did a video on him a few years ago. He was a good player then. He's a good player now. He's got a great attitude. He does things with a dead ball that other players we've got can't do, other than perhaps Jimmy Garner if he stays around. I don't know what's going to happen with him. We'll have to wait and see. So it's a move that would make a lot of sense. But if he wants to go to a London-based club, there's not much you can do about it. Andy Tate is in the chat. He says, Jay, I will take Eriksen to the pub with you and show him Manchester. I'll have an OJ. You can take him out for a few beers. Someone's asking about Mason Greenwood. I'll address this, and this is all I'm going to say about Greenwood, is as far as I know, the case is still ongoing. We haven't commented on it because it's an ongoing case. We don't have prejudice it either way. I'm sure we've all got an opinion on it. We'll wait and see how the case pans out before we start commenting on it. At the minute, there's no updates other than he's still, as far as I know, not playing for the club or training with the club whilst this case is ongoing. Matthew Sargent says, loving this new camera angle. How many likes have we got and how many people have we got watching? We're just finding out. Original member says, I'll come to you, Andy. It looks like you're getting a bit of a pub crawl going on there, Mr. Andy Tate.
Got 1,800 and 558 likes.
1,800 and 550 likes.
Views and likes.
1,800 views and 550 likes. I mean, come on. Hit that like button, people. We've got 1,800, right, and 550 odd likes. I'm not going to do the maths, but by my reckoning, that's at least 1,250 people who haven't liked this video, who are watching it. So hit that like button. Come on, you can do it. It takes 1 second, just go, yeah, like. You might not like the stories, you might not even like me, but you can like this video. Come on, you can do that. Andy Tate's organising a pub crawl. How fun did you get out on a video, eh? Andy Tate's getting you all together. Then we're going to take Christian Eriksen out for a few beers. I'm just going to run through a few updates before we start wrapping up. So, as I said at the top of the hour, United, Frankie de Jong update is, we've had an update from Fabrizio Romano. His update was the fact that Manchester United and Barcelona still talking. Barcelona want 73 million quid. Manchester United haven't been able to put that up as of yet. In terms of Edson Alvarez, he's a player that apparently we're looking at. Obviously, Erik ten Hag knows him from his Ajax days. Player that could fit into that all-important holding midfielder role. Who knows what's going to happen on that one? We'll wait and see. That could be a player that Manchester United are in for in the near future. Anthony, there were reports that United scouts have flown over there, or United advisors, whatever you want to call them, to try and get a deal over the line. We'll wait and see what happens with that. Certainly someone who could fit in on that right-hand side of our attack, left-footed, cuts in, scores goals, creates chances, and also does his defensive duties as well. Joe Smith's done a video on that over on the channel. Check it out after this video as well. And Christian Eriksen. Eriksen has some choices to make. Is one of those choices going to be coming to Manchester United? We'll wait and see. If it is, we'll keep you posted as always. A big thanks to BetVictor and Last Man Standing. Go and check their video out with Adam McCullough and also some of the other videos they've done as well. Andy Tate says, Jay, you look like a tactical analysis. I thought I looked like a weatherman. As you can see, a cold front is moving in from Weast to Ladywell. We'll be back in the morning. I think it's myself. I'm going to do a video in the morning with the news. Then we're going to have other videos throughout the day, of course, as well. We're going to have another Paddock live tomorrow night. So any news we'll be keeping you updated with as always. Make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. I'm Jay Moy. This has been Paddock Live. Thanks for watching.